We do need one of those little.
I know the number of times I've had to do this between like filming stuff at Bodied and like I feel like stuff that we do.
Yeah, it's just whip one out of your pocket all the time and have it ready to go.
I want to like get one on a keychain or something.
I love it. That's a great idea.
Anyways, here we are.
Here we are.
Welcome to Bring Something to the Table. I'm Shelby.
And I'm Leslie. And we are so happy that you're here today with us. Yay.
Yay. We also have a special guest in the background too. Two special guests.
Yes.
Our producer, Carlos.
Yay. We're so excited that he's here. You'll see him.
Girlfriend.
We'll have a photo with him. Yes. And his girlfriend,
Lauren. She's working her actual job.
Her real job. Amazing that everybody can be like nomadic in their lifestyles.
I know.
Go work.
Hi.
Yes. Yay.
Hi, everyone.
There's Carlos.
Bye.
I don't know why I'm waving.
You can also follow him on his fun TikTok channel. Is it CJ?
Oh, God.
Aguilera?
Jesus Aguilera.
See Jesus.
Is that your middle name?
That's my middle name. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
There you go.
Cool.
He was on the Squid Game. So he's got a fun TikTok going.
That's
and we're
right.
lucky that he produces our podcast.
I know.
Yay. Totally different. Totally different.
Very
genre.
famous person we have on our hands
I
here.
know. Should we cheers with your big giant water bottle?
Yeah, sorry.
It's just
Trying to stay hydrated these days.
It's a good idea. I don't think bubble water keeps you hydrated, but I figure it's better than alcohol.
Well, I have Celsius powder in here, so I'm fully stimulated.
Caffeinated and dehydrated.
Love
it. Or hydrated.
What? All of the above.
All the above.
Yes.
All right. It's been a minute, like 3 weeks or something since I've seen you.
I know. Yeah, life got busy. Life is just constantly busy in like a good way,
right?
It's in a really good way. I feel like I get really annoyed when people are like, I'm just so busy all the time, blah, blah, blah. But it's a good thing. What do you want to sit on your couch and twiddle your thumbs all the time? Like, no.
No, you'll be out there living, having experiences.
Yeah, I think we're living pretty aggressively. I think. What?
You're living very differently than I am. That's as you should.
Yeah.
And our age levels, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in bed by 9 now.
I was in bed at 9:20 last night. PM.
That's because maybe you were awake
since 4:45 in the morning. Yeah. Whatever.
Doing all the things.
Yeah.
All right. What are you going to bring to the table today?
Oh my God, the tables have turned.
Yes.
I have to go first.
It's so stressful for me.
Sorry, Carlos. We're going to talk about periods. Sorry, everyone. No, actually, you know what? I'm not sorry.
No, not sorry.
Periods are normal.
No, periods are normal. Pregnancy is normal. And God damn it, menopause is normal. So we're talking about all of it.
Do you want to go first then?
No, I do not. I just want to make sure we normalize all the things and not apologize for our bodies.
I know. I just feel, we're conditioned to say like, oh, sorry, do you have a tampon or whatever? Oh my God, I'm sorry, I have cramps. I can't come to work today or whatever. Anyways, so what I'm bringing to the table today is, I guess, information about period cups. So it's a disc, I guess. So they have the cups.
Yes.
I feel like I should have one right now to show. People use tampons, pads, whatever. And they have like the little silicone cups or like a disc that you can use that is reusable, better for the environment.
Get it.
It's not laced with chemicals like tampons are.
Yes.
And you really learn about your anatomy when you use them.
Yes. I can only imagine. Does this require a mirror?
No.
Okay.
No, you're not making eye contact with your vagina.
Is there like So I have a story about this. So I want to like add that in now, and then I want to hear more about it because I'm dying. So gosh, probably 15 years ago, that we used to find jobs going on Craigslist, and these were not like escort jobs; these were real jobs.
They had Craigslist back then?
Yeah. Craigslist has been like since the early 90s, man.
I didn't know that.
So I applied for a job, and it was with the founder of the Diva Cup, and it was here in Colorado. And I was going to be a marketing person. And she was like, no, you got to be like all in if you want to come and work with me. And I'm like, like you need to use it and try it and adapt it. And I was like, I can't do it. But really? I thought it was fascinating. And of course, now that was like the first period cup that like took off. Now
Yeah.
there's period panties and all kinds of things. So
Oh yeah, that's a thing too. I don't have those. Maybe one day. I don't know. That's like next level.
so tell me then about the discs.
So there's the
So-
cup that looks like a little it's like a little mouse hat. It's the only thing I can think of. And so it's like that, and then the disc is flat but wider, which like when you look at them, it doesn't seem like it's something you can fit inside of your body. But I don't want to get super like into detail. But they work really well, and you're not like having to worry about like leaking anywhere and like changing tampons constantly. And
I'd be super afraid of leaking. Like,
yeah,
and you can't feel it, so you can move around and do
No.
a cartwheel, and everything's okay.
yeah. I'll whip out a cartwheel. Cartwheel right now. Yeah. So that's it.
Well, I think that's great.
Yeah.
I think that's so much healthier than like, tampons. You fall asleep, and then you're like toxic shock syndrome. And
Yeah,
so
and
many
they're
things
just
are
like
different.
riddled with chemicals and bleach, and it's just bad for the environment. You can't even flush them down your toilet. I learned that as a homeowner.
Yes, no, you can't.
So I think that's part of like the decision why I'm like, all right, I'm going to use this instead. So that's what I'm bringing to the table.
Darn it, we're
What
always
are
on
you?
opposite. Our bring something to the tables are so opposite. I will be just super brief, but I just came off of this amazing weekend of vision casting, and so I am bringing confidence, and I am bringing that I'm stepping out of my fear that I've been living in and stepping into my greatness, and I am just really happy to be moving forward. So,
Do you want to shout out what the place was or no?
no, it was it was held down at the Broadmoor because we all love the Broadmoor, but it was actually a lender friend of mine and then my coach. And it was great because it was, yes, a lot of real estate professionals, but it was not like one brokerage. It was just people in the industry who really wanted to go deep, dig in. There's a lot of crying, a lot of soul searching, and we came out of that all evolved humans for the better, and it was incredible.
It was drug free.
It was, but I mean, I wouldn't be
Interesting.
opposed to having mushrooms and help. Maybe that's the level up group or something. I'll have
Oh
to
my God.
propose that.
Season 2
I know.
of whatever you called it, leveling up.
Vision casting.
Vision casting.
So it was great because it was, yes, looking into business, planning, but it really came from like this holistic approach of yourself. And the two coaches that were there, one was an intuitive mindset coach. She was amazing. Her name is Jessica Ring. Hi, Jessica. And she did great things like when you have fear that overcomes you or anger, some of those negative thoughts, sit with them for 90 seconds. Just sit with them and be like, hi, fear, I see you. And you start thinking about it and it deflates. It's not as strong as it was before. And then you might realize, why am I so afraid? I've done these things before in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So she was fantastic. And then the other coach was an executive business coach who works with like Richard Branson and people. So we were so lucky to have like an hour with her.
Richard Branson, the Virgin guy, Virgin America or whatever, Virgin Airlines. Yeah.
So
That's cool.
she was phenomenal, and I just loved everything about her personality. She was like a happy little sprite who's beautiful and also smart. So she was great.
That sounds intense.
It was really intense, but
Maybe what you needed.
I did
to get out of your
kick in
rut.
that and the hormones, because everyone's heard me talk about this, and we had Suzanne Griner on here talking about menopause. We did the menopause event, and I've done 2 years of trying to figure things out, which I still have some issues, but oh my gosh, yes, being postmenopausal, like fully depleted of all hormones, you can't function.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just started those about a little over a week ago, and I finally feel like myself again, which, as you know, I have not been myself with my erratic brain depression, like not able to function. So feeling better.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Up and up. And you have a face thing.
Yes.
Too.
But am I bringing that to the table, or does that fall under like a self-care topic?
We can transition into
Segue
our
in?
topic. Yeah.
Okay.
Wheedle on over. I don't know. I said wheedle earlier too. I don't know why it keeps coming to mind. Yeah. So we wanted to talk about, I came across this quote on Instagram last night, I think, when you and I were just like texting about what to talk about today. And it was kind of perfect because we were talking about like your vision casting and all of that. And I was like, well, that's a really intense, maybe separate conversation
Yeah.
where you like unpack all of that. But like from a high level perspective, I think that's like self-care in a way,
Mhm.
a big part, a big self-care thing. And this thing that I found was like, think about like what self-care looks like or looked like in your 20s versus like now in my 30s and in your 50s, and like how things are different and like what you consider self-care now.
Yeah, and I honestly don't even think self-care was a term. So this would have been like 1990, like early 90s. We didn't talk about self-care, or I think if it came up in some way that seemed very selfish and not something that you
Mm-hmm.
did, because it was still go, 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 give, give, give. Especially, in your early 20s and you graduate from college and you got to go get your job and be in corporate. There was no time for yourself. So I do love how it's evolved, and self-care is absolutely part of our vernacular now, and it's embraced and necessary to
Yeah.
survive.
The interesting thing that I found, it wasn't a thing on Instagram, it was a podcast that I was listening to. So I was wrong before. Anyways, the interesting thing that I heard was that, and realized like in my own life, is that when I was younger, self-care was more, I guess, like materialistic in a way. Like I would go
Mm-hmm.
shopping or I would look externally for validation or
Right.
comfort or whatever. And now it's more of like, okay, what do I actually need in order for like myself to feel comfortable and happy and whatever? And boundaries was like the biggest thing
Oh.
that I realized like I do now, or put up. I don't know what you do with boundaries from out there.
I was
You
gonna
set
say
them.
set. Yes, I
Yeah.
was gonna say exert, but that might be a little. Yeah.
Synonyms. Yeah, so like now I set boundaries. So like when I feel myself needing like a break, whether it's like physical or emotional from people or like mental, I'm like, okay, my body's telling me these things. So like
Mm-hmm.
how about we listen instead of just like shutting it up and doing dumb stuff that's not healthy.
Which is so great, because I think that if you keep going and going and not listen to your body, something will happen to it. And then
Yeah.
your body will be like, okay, you weren't listening. So now we're going to go something
I'm gonna take you
debilitating.
out.
And yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that happened with my like last serious ex-boyfriend. I don't know if I ever talked about you know about this, I think, but um all relationships have like an expiration date, I feel. And I stayed in it well past that expiration date,
Yeah.
and I was getting like debilitating migraines where like I had an aura, so like I went blind basically for like a period of time and then would have the headaches, and I was getting them almost every couple months,
Mm-hmm.
like on the nose. And then we broke up, I moved out, they stopped.
Yeah.
So now I only get those migraines when I'm like doing things in life that my body's like, don't do it. Like, no, this is so bad.
Yeah.
And so that's like, I feel like a way we ignore the things that we know are incorrect for us. And then our body's like, okay, fine. Like, I'm going to step in and just like knock you out.
I'm so glad that you are intuitive and in touch with your body like that, because that connection between the mind, heart, and gut is so strong. And that is what I've also just really been exploring in the last 2 years, how everything in my life needs to align right now moving
Mm-hmm.
forward, or something that's out of alignment, it pops up and materializes some way. I
Yeah.
had this boyfriend in my, gosh, I think it was like 19 to 23. Knew it was kind of a bad relationship, but I always got into bad ones. Super controlling person. And I had like giant boils on my face. Like my face would break out with these giant
Mm.
things. And I swear to God, so I was like 23, and I would say like a month after we finally broke up, my face cleared up and I never had that issue again.
Isn't that
So
crazy?
yeah. And I've had other things with another person. Like, yeah, your body's like, don't do this to me. We want to live in harmony, and your bodies want to be in this homeostasis state.
Yeah.
And so
I
take
feel
care of it.
like, yeah. And we ignore stuff because we want to be happy and we want to like be in line with like societal expectations, parents' expectations, whatever our friends are doing, whatever. But
Yeah.
like, when something's wrong. And so like that's part of growing up. No, I don't even know about growing up, but like becoming more of a seasoned human being and going through
Yes.
experiences. Like you realize like having kids in my 30s and getting married is not for me, or like I don't know, living a life and making your own rules and having a career that like you're the only person you have to answer to, like that's the route to go instead of working for like a big company or something.
It is, but there's so many aspects of it. I think that we're controlled by fear in so many ways. It's
Hmm.
kind of that fear of the unknown, or it's a fear of failure, or fear of success. Because oh my god, if we could just get out of our own ways, we could all be amazing.
The fear of success is interesting.
Yes, and I think that is 1,000% something that I have embraced for a really long time. But I'm okay with that now because
Being scared of what if you're
yeah.
successful.
If I actually did certain things, I know that I could be really successful. But there's the fear talk, the negative talk that's back there. That's like, you're not worthy, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough. People are going to judge you, whatever it might be.
Hmm.
And I think a lot of people go through this fear and they've stepped through it and maybe still have it. But if you go back and spend your 90 seconds addressing it, you can get through it. And you don't know, like you're going to live, you have this new opportunity to live the life that you want. And if it's having 2 jobs or 3 jobs or traveling and just being nomadic and doing things online and experiencing life, you can do whatever you want. And that's so cool.
Yeah.
You could also choose to be like, no, I want to stay and I want to stay in this field where I was and I want the security of this job. But that would stifle you. That is not who you are.
Yeah, it's just that's not for me. It was for me, I thought, for like the first, I don't know, 10, 15 years of like post college. I don't even know. When did I graduate from college? 2010. Not even 15 years yet. 14 years. Oh my God. But yeah, I feel like I experienced it. I'm glad that I did. I did what I thought I was supposed to do. I had 2
Yeah.
main jobs, like 2 big jobs, which I feel like it's not even that like much. And I had to have the rug ripped out from under me for me to realize like that's not the path that I'm supposed to take. And like I'm a little bit chaotic now, but in like a really good way, which like I'm getting it is so weird to think about because like I'm getting everything I asked for.
Oh my gosh.
Which is crazy because you're like, I'm so powerful. You're so powerful at manifesting the things that like you truly want and you know you deserve. So it's like,
did you write these things down or was it just kind of in your head?
it was just in my
what
head.
you wanted? Okay.
Yeah. Which is kind of rude because I write for like a partner because I want a boyfriend or a partner in life and whatever, not just
Right.
like a short-term boyfriend. I write those things down all of the time. I sleep with them under my pillow. Like I'm very intentional about that stuff. I think about things that I want in my career and like I get them eventually most of the time. So I'm like, well, how can I
Okay.
do a little switcheroo? I don't know.
I
Can't
don't
we have
know.
it all?
I still think that's all a timing. I believe strongly in the timing part
Yeah.
of it. Because your piece isn't settled yet. Like, what if you have a new job and it takes you to live in Bali? I don't know.
Yeah.
Then how could you meet somebody here who's tied to Colorado for some reason? So I think you'll
True.
find somebody once that part of your life gets settled.
Yeah. If it ever does.
Well, in a little bit more of a.
I like the unsettledness of it all, I think.
Well, then you have to find somebody else who's ready to be, and it's not unsettled because I think that has like a negative connotation. But
yeah,
I don't know. I go back to nomadic, spirited. I don't know.
Yeah, flying by the seat of my pants.
Spontaneous.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah,
let's do that.
Um,
Yeah, so self-care.
Yeah, that was quite the tangent that we took.
Well, bring it all back with a bow.
Self-care too. I feel like you just had your cool skin thing done and some filler and some stuff you want to talk about.
I sure did. And I was afraid to do it. I had actually scheduled it, back in March of this year. And I kept postponing because it got busy. And I did this. It was a BBL using an IPL laser. So it was the halo procedure. And they had said, you really need to take off like 3 to 5 days. You really can't go out in public. And so in my job, that doesn't work. So I kept like,
the pictures.
Oh my God. So yes. And I almost well, I'll tell you the whole story. So rescheduled. And I finally, coincidentally, not really, had a break the last week in October, including Halloween. So it was so apropos that I scheduled this. And let me just tell you, ladies, if you do this procedure, you take the full 5 days. I had to go out in public after day 3. So I did this. I was freaking out. First, it was great. It's like, this would be easy, not a problem. day and a half, almost 2 days into it, I was an Oompa Loompa. And I took photos and sent them to Shelby because I was terrified. My face was so red and so puffy. I couldn't even open my eyes.
Yeah.
And I was terrified it was never going to go away. And Shelby's response was, fuck, just pop a Benadryl and take a nap. You'll be fine. And I was like, what? No, I'm not. My face is never going to calm down.
It always seems so much worse the next couple days.
Oh my God, it was terrifying. And it was funny because John was like, so how long does the swelling last? And I was like, 2 to 4 days. And he's like, so you're on the 4-day plan, I see.
Shut up, John. Boys don't do this stuff.
I thought he was very supportive because I
Okay.
was looking frightening and he loved every minute of it and never even laughed at me. So, but that was funny because I was like, I guess I'm on the 4-day. So anyway, then it started peeling and then that was scary. And then I took photos along the way. So I had a follow up today. So it's Dr. Contreras at Core Dermatology. He's amazing. And I was sending him photos along the way, like, it's never going to be okay. And he's like, it's going to be. And everything he said, like almost to the timeline, is exactly what happened. So I have lots of trust. But I was there today getting a follow up. And I told him what you said. And he's like, yeah, that younger generation just really embraces all the things that you can do. And I was like, yeah, because I never thought I would do this.
Yeah.
But did it. And then we did a few more fillers. And I have to say, I picked up from them this incredible product. It's called Elastin Skincare. And they had this nectar that I used at first. And now this is rolled into a moisturizing tinted moisturizer.
Mm-hmm.
And then the eye one. Oh my gosh, they're like dreamy clouds of product. And I feel like they're incredible. So
I've never heard of this line.
well,
Interesting.
you buy it there. But
Oh,
Dr.
okay.
Contreras he's so amazing and he does so many things and he's really like an artist. He's very perfectionistic. So when he was refilling my fillers because they got depleted, I think, when I poofed out like a blowfish.
Would you share those pictures or no?
I thought about it. I guess I will because why not? I won't put them on my personal, but bring something to the table that's not my personal life. Because I think people should know. And I was so grateful because I Googled and Googled and Googled and I only found one gal who showed her like actual progress and she looked like me on one of the days. And I was so grateful to know that I was normal. Yeah.
Yeah. If you share that, I'll share the pictures of my lip filler after I got it. I looked like a housewife and I had the same reaction. I was like, oh my God. Like they were, I'll share it and we can like add it in somewhere.
We'll add that in there somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just, I can't believe my face went back to normal. And I have to say, I really like it. A friend called me this morning and said, what do you think? Because she wanted to come to meet this doctor because she'd had a bad experience. And I said, I feel like I have a filter on my face. Like all my the redness, the age spots, all those things are gone.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So you never did stuff like this for yourself in your like 20s or 30s?
No, I never did. I can't even think of a time. Like self-care for me was literally watching Lifetime movies on a Saturday. No, I would never think to do something like this, but I love it. I mean, it makes me really happy. I was terrified, but I'm happy.
Yeah.
And
I feel like if you love how you look, you feel better and you show up better.
You just feel more confident and
and you deserve to look good.
Damn.
Aging is like scary. Physically aging, like, because I feel like you have this picture of like who you think you look like, or like I don't know. I think I still look like I'm in my 20s or something, but I know that's not reality for everybody. But as you get older, like that's gonna happen. Wrinkles happen.
No, they do, and I'm very grateful. I do think I look younger than 54, even before this halo procedure. But like I see, my neck is like that's all lost its thing, and gosh, in my 20s and 30s, I could eat whatever I wanted. And I didn't have cellulite and I had a flat belly. And I just don't have that now. And gosh, I suppose if I worked out all the time, you could get back there, but who has time for that? But it's just aging. You just change.
That was another thing on the podcast I was listening to when they were talking about self-care. Like, as you age too, you just learn to love your body for like whatever it looks like, whether you have cellulite or like a little belly or jiggly arms or whatever. Like, that's who you are. Like, that's your body.
That. No, don't love it.
You don't love it?
I don't love it. And I will tell you, I'm also mad at myself because I don't know. This year, and like 2023 to 2020, probably most of the time that we've gotten closer has not been my real self. So I was having all these health issues and I was like, I can't. Like my knee hurts, my ankle hurts. I can't ride my bike. I can't do the Peloton. But that was a fucking excuse because I certainly could have like sat up against the wall with my weights and like done arm weights or shoulder things. So I didn't have the flabby arms, which I hate all through the summer. And I'm just going to own that and be like, it was the year of discovery. I don't know.
Yeah, it happens.
But I don't like, and I could have been doing crunches and belly things to have my flat belly. And I didn't do anything. I just made an excuse. Like, I can't do it.
Well, I have a different outlook on my body than that, and that's okay. Because
You have a great body, and you are healthy, and you dance, and you do all these incredible things with it.
I spent my entire like teens and 20s like going in and out of like a very mild eating disorder and like struggling with like body image and like what Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera and like cocaine chic was like the body type that people were like striving to have.
Like a Kate Moss
Mhm.
thing? Okay.
So like that's who raised me in a way from like
Okay.
a body image perspective. So now I'm just like, I don't have the time for that. Like I'm fluffier than I used to be and I love it. Like that's just my body and you just, I don't know, I roll with it. So I'm sure that'll change and then change back and whatever. But I don't beat myself up about stuff like I used to because I've done enough of that, I think.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah. But we have different perspectives and that's okay.
I just don't, you don't have any cellulite, and I do not like those flabby arms of cellulite. And
I sure do. I do. On my butt. Everybody does. And they're like legs.
no, I've seen your bathing suit. No, you don't.
Okay.
I don't think so. I have a lot, and I have put myself into this position. So
Yeah,
I'm
and you can
going
get
to
yourself out of it
now. Yes. Get out.
No complaining. Well, you can complain if you want. I just won't listen to it. And then just action. You just do it.
Nope, I'm ready. Ready for the action. All of it. Again, and going back to the hormones, I finally God, I was in a debilitated state. And so I'm going to preach that from the mountaintops that if women are thinking, even in their like late 40s, you're like, I can't be in menopause, get your hormones checked.
I've recommended Suzanne to so many people since like our podcast because now that like, you know, when someone's like, oh, I have a blue Honda Civic, you see blue Honda Civics everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
So now I just like hear people talking about like these symptoms that they have. And I'm like, how old are you?
How old are you? I know, because
Yeah.
it starts early. And so you wouldn't know. You
Yeah.
wouldn't think of it.
I just think that hormone checking and like blood work to detect that kind of stuff
Yeah.
should be part of a normal panel.
No, I agree. Well, you get your annual physical. Why not have that baseline done?
Yeah. It's dumb. But that's like a whole other thing. How the
I
healthcare
know.
system in the United States is fucked.
And I don't think we can change it.
No,
Not today.
not in our lifetime, but we can bitch about it. I guess. I still don't have healthcare.
Well, and now
I'll
you're
figure it
not
out.
going to get any since
We're not going to talk about politics, are we?
I know. It's a whole
Not in
other-
this episode.
Okay, yes. Let's just
Other
keep this.
than people should educate themselves. Period.
And you get what you ask for, what you don't ask for.
Yeah. And that's that.
And that's that. We'll move right past that.
Yeah.
All right. What we had self-care or bringing something to what we brought.
Bringing something. Yep. And then you talked about your hormone stuff, and I wanted to talk like very briefly about like a conversation. I guess I don't know if it's the same. This is hormone-y, I guess, but like I was talking to someone my age about her experience at the gynecologist, and she was having like terrible cramps, but like nothing else was wrong. Like her period was normal, whatever. And the gynecologist was trying to put her on birth control as the answer. Like no blood work, nothing
really?
else. She was like, you need to take birth control. And the girl was like, no, like that's not my journey. Like I'm good. I don't want to do that. Let's like figure something else out. And she was also saying like, I have no plans of having children either. So why don't we talk about that too as part of like my reproductive health? And I guess like the gynecologist ended up like walking out on her and being like, well, I can't help you. So yeah.
Like a real doctor? Like this
Yeah.
was, oh my gosh.
So we were talking like about the crazy judgments that we are getting like in our 30s. She's married. I'm single. Neither of us want children. But like it's like all these different kinds of like, I don't know, it's judgment that people kind of like place on us.
Well, I'm not sure that it's judgment. Just flip that to a devil's advocate. I think that if somebody were in their 30s and having some health issues and then said, I would like maybe a voluntary hysterectomy so that I don't have to have these issues anymore, that could come back as a lawsuit maybe later. And I think a doctor is not going to contribute to that in case you do change your mind. You might find somebody who makes these weird, eggs pop out where you're like, oh my God, I have to have a baby with this person. We don't know.
She didn't want a hysterectomy.
Okay.
No, she was like, let's do other stuff, like blood work and stuff to figure out like why I'm having cramps. But,
okay, so she wasn't asking for like
no, she was asking for something like completely normal. And the gyno was like, no, like you need to go on birth control. That's the only option.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Was this a male doctor or a female doctor? No.
Yeah. Okay.
That does not make sense.
Yeah.
At all. That's unfortunate.
I don't know.
Doctor for sure.
Yeah. And I don't know if that was, I don't know what that was, but like from my perspective and not wanting to have children, I do get judgment from my friends who do have kids. And like we've had these conversations where I have heard them say it's like very selfish of somebody who just like simply does not want to have children.
No, it's not selfish. I think it is such a personal choice. And I say, great, you don't want to have children. That's fantastic. You meet some guy in 2 years and you're like, I need to have 5 kids. Whatever.
Yeah, you can change my mind
but
if I want.
Don't want to have no, I think it is selfish to have children for like the wrong reasons. And having a child changes your life completely. Mine is almost 23 and I worry every day still about him and how's he gonna be a good human and am I doing the right things? And he's fucking expensive. And no.
And I know that I like right now in my current situation, why would I want a kid as a single person?
No, and I've seen plenty of people decide to make that choice and have, do in vitro or something and have them on their own. And it has been a struggle for them.
Yeah.
So
that's what I used to think I wanted until I was watching someone else's kids giving them a bath by myself. And I was like, absolutely not would I want to do this alone. Like, why would I do that to myself or the children?
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm sorry. You should not be judged. Who fucking cares? It's nobody's business. So.
Well, now I'm just like, listen, it's my choice. You're not going to talk me into having a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll change my mind if I meet someone that I think would actually be a good partner.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe I'll just get 100 dogs. I don't know.
Maybe.
Or I'll have both.
Mitchell just sent me a text last night of a black baby pug that's looking for a home.
No.
He's really cute.
Sick. They have breathing problems.
Well, so does that French bulldog I have, but she's still ticking at 7 years old.
I know.
But I can't have another dog right now.
No.
And you and Cash would be so disappointed.
He would never allow it. We're a 1-dog household.
100%. You were his mama and his person, and he would just be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, this was a lot of info, and I hope everyone enjoyed it and got something out of it.
Sorry for the wild ride. And we're so grateful that Carlos was here in person.
I know. So grateful. Yay.
And
I'll do the photo. I'll do like something cool, maybe of my progression.
Oh yeah, and I'll share if it helps you at all. I'll share the stuff I've had done. I don't care.
I just looked hilarious.
But yeah, that
the photos I don't think did it quite the justice of in person.
They did enough. They show it for sure.
Someone can save that too, like when they're having a sad day, they'll just keep it as the funny
or me looking like a blowfish.
Oh my God, that's funny. All right. Well, this was fun.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. Thanks for loving us. You always have a seat at our table.
Yes. Remember, you always have a seat at our table, especially in these trying times. Reach out to us.
Yeah. I'll hug anybody.
Yeah. We're here for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
And that's a wrap of another episode of Bring Something to the Table.
We hope you enjoyed diving into the wild world of candid conversations with us.
Remember, you can catch all of our episodes on your favorite podcast platform.
And if you love what you heard, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review.
Your support means the world to us.
So until next time, keep embracing the messiness of life, keep seeking those shared experiences, and always remember,
you deserve a seat at our table. Bye.
Bye.